Indeed, it is actually good to be back here on this radio. In a pleasant way, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of the program. Today's paper. Today's paper is a 30 minutes radio program designed to inform listeners about the top stories making headlines in the newspaper, along with insightful editorial commentary. The show aims to provide a concise and engaging overview of the news, making it accessible to a broad audience. And this program comes your way from Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 11:30. My name is Daniel Salih, and on today we have three local dailies. We have that's the Verity newspaper. We have the Daily Observer newspaper and the Front Page Africa newspaper. So we're gonna flip through these papers and then activate the phone lines for your participation. So you have to listen carefully because we're about to take stories from the papers. My name is Daniel Salih. You can also be a part of the cash giveaway here. Just dial *799*90# and win for yourself 10,000 Liberian dollars here this lovely Wednesday morning. Let's take this very short break. When we come back, we dive straight into the papers. And so, welcome back. Let's take this our music down and bring you the Front Page Africa, making it our first stop here on the program. Today's paper. Those of you watching, you can see for yourself the front page paper. This is the front page of the front page paper. And let's read you the headlines right here. This is volume 17, number 179, Wednesday, September 18, 2024. And this paper is sold on the Liberian market for just 40 Liberian dollars. And the bold banner headline says, "Go make peace with President Weir." And we can see the footage of Honorable Akas Moses Gray and President George Manuel Weah. Says, "Stop CDC stalwart Akas Moses Gray responds to government's call for former Liberian president support in UN Security Council bid." So let me read a gist of this right here on the Front Page Africa newspaper front page here. It said, "Tell the people the truth that President Weah negotiated for Liberia to become a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. You thought you would do it without him, but you are now stuck in the muddy mud. Did, did you know that you were going to need him when you choose to unveil his project without any reference or courtesy?" Is a question, yeah? "You even wrote ECOWAS and the government of Sierra Leone to not accept the former foreign minister who was nominated by ECOWAS. Why all this unnecessary fight against President Weah? Go make peace with President Weah first, Mr. Boaga." Moses Akaras Gray. It's on the Front Page Africa front page here, and still on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. Government reinstate Western Cluster Rule user permit vow to revoke permit if company renege on commitments. And it says ban lifted. Let's take a gist. Let's take a gist. Let's take a gist right here. And of course, this story is interesting. It said, therefore, predicated on the issuance of the temporary permit by the EPA Environmental Protection Agency, as well as the report of the investigation of the rural corridor repair and maintenance of the rural corridor presently being undertaken by Western Cluster along with Western Cluster agreements to confront the rural usual permit and the MDA Mineral Development Agreement and its engagement of the contractors for the continual maintenance and repair of roads, the government of Liberia hereby reinstate Western Cluster Rule Usual Permit. Councillor Oxford Twere, Minister of Justice. And this paper is actually sold on the Liberian market for just 40 Liberian dollars. Now to the back page of the front page Africa newspaper. Those of you watching, you can see for yourself. It says Heaven 11 B Mountains other risk LFA sanctions. Okay, and that does it right here. Let's see the editorial of this paper. And the editorial says Bwaka should rethink his foreign trips. Okay, so this editorial is running almost a week now. Let's readjust. It says, like his predecessor, President Joseph Boakai is making frequent international travels a cornerstone of his administration. In quick succession, he recently jetted to the United States of America, both in Texas and Atlanta, and recently made a trip to the Korean summit. Currently, the president is in Indonesia, participating in the second Indonesian African Forum, and we hold it right there. This paper is on sale for just 40 Liberian dollars, so you can go and get your copy of it and read through. Let's go to our next paper here, which is the Daily Observer newspaper. Yes, the Daily Observer newspaper is our next stop. And for those of you watching, you can also see the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper and the bold banner headline reads, it says volume 24, volume 24, Wednesday, volume 24, number 154, Wednesday, September 18, 2024. And this paper is also sold for just 40 Liberian dollars. It says Judge Bona Elliott calls for review of trial by jury. Yeah, it's a story right here. Let's see. Let's read a paragraph of this story on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. It says the right to a trial by jury, deeply rooted in the Liberian law and embraced by by the nation's founding fathers, remains a cornerstone of the legal system today. To the framers of the Constitution, the jury was a fundamental part of the Liberian democracy, and a check on potential government overreach and abuse. We can see the photo of civil law court Judge Goda A. Bona Elliott right here on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Stay on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Liberia-Rwanda signed historic cooperation agreements. Yes, that's on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Stay here and don't exploit the people with your education. UL commencement speaker tells graduate. Let's go here. Business climate assessment is a story here on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Let's go here to the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. Those of you watching, you can actually see, you can actually glance, you can actually see the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper, and it says Dr. Content shows law school. No one will be left behind. Let's read you a paragraph here. Acting President of the University of Liberia, Dr. R. Hassan Content. The acting president of the University of Liberia, Dr. R. Hassan Conte, has assured candidates from the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law that nothing will stop their participation in the UL's 104th commencement convocation. The acting UL president gave the assurance during a remark on Tuesday, September 17, 2024, in Fenia, while addressing graduates at the ongoing week-long graduation exercises. Okay, so you can grab yourself a copy of the Daily Observer newspaper and read through. Stay here on the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. PUL opens book of condolence of fallen journalist Sadie this Thursday. And so let's read you the entire story right here. This story part, we're going to read the entire thing right here. The president of Liberia would this Thursday, September 19, open a book of condolence for fallen journalist Fidel City, station manager at the Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation (ABC Radio), who died on September 9th. Ahead of the funeral on Saturday, September 21, the book of condolence will be opened in collaboration with his family and ABC Radio at 11 a.m. at the PUL headquarters on Clay Street in Central Monrovia. The media community, relatives, friends, fans of the fallen journalists are invited to this solemn ceremony in his memory. Following the signing of the Book of Condolence on Thursday, there will be a quiet hour at the Simosis Funeral Parlor on the Japan Freeway from 5 to 6 p.m. According to the family, an all-night wake will be held at his fellow residence on Brisbane Road in Broadview, starting at 8:30 p.m. On Friday, September 20, at 8:30 a.m., the remains of the late journalist Fidel City will be removed from the Simosis funeral parlor and taken to the Trinity United Methodist Church in Newtown for the official funeral service beginning at 10 a.m. to be followed by interment. The PUL is deeply saddened by the untimely death of Fidel, a young and vibrant Liberian journalist. His death has dealt a big blow to the media and the broadcasting community in the country. May Fidel's soul rest and abide in perfect peace. And that does it right here on the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. And let's see this paper editorial here. Yes, let's see this paper editorial here this morning. Yes, quickly. I want to take a look at the editorial quickly, read you free just a paragraph here. The editorial says, rethinking the role of elected politicians and our expectation as Liberians, we are a reflection of our society. And this is the editorial. Let's read you just a paragraph here. In Liberia, the, the politician we elect are a reflection of the society that chooses them. Our leaders, their decisions, and their policy mirror the values, belief, and priorities of the electorates. This connection is especially clear in a country where poverty is widespread and many citizens wrongly believe that elected officials should address individual problems. This expectation not only distort the root of government, but also fuel cycle of corruption and ineffective governance. And so you can get yourself a copy of the Daily Observer newspaper and read further. And this paper is actually sold on the Liberian market for just 40 Liberian dollars. And to our last and final paper right here, this is the Verity newspaper. And this is volume 1, number 28, Wednesday, September 18, 2024. And the book bottom headline reads Death Penalties for Drug Importers. Representative Prince To proposes bill. And we can see the footage of a narcotic substance and a badge of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. And also we can see the photo of Representative Prince To. Those of you watching, you can see exactly what is yeah on the front page of the Verity newspaper. And let's read you a paragraph here. Drug drugs are destroying our human resources. Based on the severity of the situation, we need capital punishment for drugs importers and smugglers. Let let's get rid of them. The people that are taking drugs also have a right to live. The crisis is more than a civil war in Liberia. Our young people are dying on Center Street and everywhere. It is a genocide. People who are bringing these things into our country should also die. They deserve the death penalties. Honorable Prince To, Representative District Number 8, Mozzarella County. And we're going to look at this story as our talking point. What do you make of drug and the House of Representatives passing a bill to actually kill drug importers right here? And and still on the front page of the Verity newspaper, 90% pass was. Wow, 90% pass was. 534 out of 975 schools caught cheating. Let's read you a paragraph here. It says, while Liberia has released provisional WAS result for 2024 out of 50,410 candidates writing was 45,340 pass, constituting 90.68%. Maryland County top with a passing rate of 98.29%. The least performing county is Grand Cape Mount County with a performance rate of 76.39%. The provisional result also showed 54.77% collusion, constituting 534 out of 975 schools involved with cheating or academic malpractice. The result of candidates involved with collusion from these schools are withheld. And that's it right here. Stay on the front page of the Verity newspaper. U.S. government partners with CSOs to counter corruption in Liberia. Let's go to the back page of the Verity newspaper. Those of you watching, you can see on the back page of the Verity newspaper, House of Representatives summons Justice Minister and Police Inspector General. Let's read you a gist of it right here. The plenary of the House of Representatives has voted to summon Inspector General of Police Gregory O.W. Coleman and Justice Minister Oxford Tuer to provide reasons why the Emergency Response Unit ERU and the Police Support Unit PSU of the Liberia National Police Jabatas the peaceful citizen of Preble Southern District in Maryland County. So you can grab yourself a copy of the Verity newspaper and read further. But stay here on the back page of the Verity newspaper. LDA seizes 400 plates of compressed marijuana, and we can see the footage of marijuana in on the back page of the Verity newspaper here. It says in a significant drug bust, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency (LDA) confiscated 400 plates of compressed marijuana earlier on Monday. And Monday. So on the front page of this paper, Representative Prince Toe is proposing a bill that importers of drug should be awarded death penalties. And the Liberia, on the back page of the Verity newspaper, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency is confiscating over 400 plates of compressed marijuana from the Bullwater put entry. Okay, so let's read this paragraph. They say in a significant drug bust, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency confiscated 400 plates of compressed marijuana earlier on Monday, September 16, at the Bullwater border crossing point between Liberia and Sierra Leone. The seizure occurred during a routine operation aimed at tackling drug trafficking. The marijuana was found hidden in a white vehicle attempting to enter Liberia. And so that is the story here on the back page of the Verity newspaper. Stay here. LEC fans, permanent businessman, US 1,500 for power theft in Kakata. Wow. And we can see a foreign national in yellow shirt here. And let's read you just a paragraph and go to the editor of the Verity newspaper. A high-power dedication from the Liberia Electricity Corporation Anti-Power Theft Task Force Division has exposed over 20 businesses for their alleged involvement in power theft. On Monday, September 16, 2024, the LEC Anti-Power Theft Task Force raided the homes of businesses allegedly involved in power theft. And so this paper is sold on the Liberian market for just $40. You can get a copy of it and read further. Let's see the editorial of this paper. I'm still trying to see if this paper has an editorial. Okay, so the Verity newspaper don't have an editorial here this Wednesday morning. So let's take a break. When we come back, we will actually dive into the story here and activate the phone lines. What do you make of drug trafficking in Liberia? And Honorable Representative Prince Toe of District Number 8 is proposing a bill that importers of drug in Liberia should have death penalties. What do you make of it? Is it something welcoming? Is it something that you want our lawmakers to pass into law, that those people who are bringing drug in our country should be penalized by death? And let's take this break. When we come back, we'll take a few calls right here on this story. And so welcome back. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's activate the phone lines and take in your calls. 0770907907, 0770907907. What do you make of this story here on the front page of the Verity newspaper? And it says death penalties for drug importers. Representative Prince Toe proposes bill. Okay, drugs are destroying our human resources based on the severity of the situation, we need capital punishment for drug importers and smugglers. So, and while Representative Prince Too is proposing a bill, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency on the back page of this Verity newspaper has confiscated over 400 plates of compressed marijuana. What do you make of these stories coming in? Is this something that is welcoming? Let's pick this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
You love your name and where you calling us from?
Hello?
You love your name and where you join us from?
Okay, my name is Sonny B. Young. I'm calling from the Belgian school system along the FE Euro.
What do you make? What do you make of this story on the Variety newspaper front page and the back page, where Representative Prince Too is actually proposing a bill to for death penalties for drug importers in Liberia, and the seizure of over 400 plates of compressed marijuana? What do you make of this story?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for affording me the opportunity, to speak on those two issues. Number one have to do with Honorable Prince Too of District Number 8.
Mm-hmm.
I welcome I welcome his statement, and I want for other lawmakers, to join at least in order that they can propose those bills, because that's the only way, my brother, just can be stopped in this and just can be fight in the country easily, because it happened in the eastern of Singapore. You see, today Singapore is a just big country. It was due to the leader who stood, tall. And today, even if you are going to Singapore and you are landing on Singapore airport, there's no way you can say you're carrying drugs, and when they found that particular drug, there's death for you. So for me, I highly welcome it. That's the only way the whole drug issue can stop in this country.
Okay, my brother, thank you.
And regarding to the DA, I say just Vlad. So many Liberia-VOL, I think they said it themselves. I want to lie to you.
Okay, thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. We're gonna take maybe two more calls and then wrap up here. 0770907 0770907 is the number for you to participate here on the program today's paper. What do you make of these stories coming in from the Variety newspaper, where Representative Prince Too is proposing a bill of death penalties for drug importers? Hello.
Hello.
You have your name and where you join us from?
This is Momo Davis calling from Lula, Lower Mangiri County.
Yes, yeah, my brother.
Instead of killing drugs, why those that kill people, you let them to language into it, and you want to put a proper bill to kill drug dealers. The killers and the drugs, who are the worst person? So for me, that instead the hanging of murderers. When you kill, they kill you.
Okay.
They catch you and put you in jail for lifetime.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, this person quickly. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Quickly, your name and where you join us from?
My name is Mark.
Can you reduce the volume of your radio in the background?
Okay.
Go ahead, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I said my name is Mark Berry. We joined Johnsonville.
Okay, let's hear you, Mark.
I say kudos to the representative of District Number 8, representing Prince Too, for such a brilliant and decision. But firstly, I think it needs to be added into law and take immediate effect. That's the only way the reduction of drug abuse will be reduced in our country.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let's squeeze in this last person and wrap up here. Hello. Okay, so we are not taking any more calls. Too bad this is early time. We have yet to be on the program to this paper. And of course, I'd like to say many thanks to all of you who put through your calls. Those of you who tried calling but just couldn't get through the lines, never mind. God willing, on Friday we will be here with another edition of the program to this paper. And just before we go, let's recap. We had three papers here. We had the Front Page Africa newspaper, the Daily Observer newspaper, and the Verity newspaper. Many thanks to all of you for making this edition a success. My name is Daniel Soli. Do have yourself a God bless day. Bye bye.